And bombshell, highly sensitive medical dossier has surfaced online in the last 3 hours, destroying Rick Ross's mystique of being the largest boss and untouchable. Curtis 50 Cent Jackson has officially detonated a social media grenade in a horrific digital execution, releasing a psychological doomsday drop that threatens to permanently and irreversibly destroy Rick Ross's whole multi-million-dollar career. This has nothing to do with financial collapse or phony chains. This is an extremely private and frightening anatomical disclosure. 50 Cent has acquired unredacted, forensic-level close-up photos of a serious, hidden, and extremely unsettling medical skin ailment that Rick Ross has spent years, music, frantically concealing behind closed doors. The photos show a face and neck devastated by frightening sores and deep, painful pitted scars. Music. While we speak, the self-described millionaire is allegedly stranded in his own 300-acre house in Georgia, utterly alone, and shouting into his phone in a panic while his worldwide enterprise falls in real time. Why is the whole rap community in complete stillness, and what did 50 Cent just discover? We must thoroughly open the historical archives and reveal the raw, bleeding music roots of this epic battle in order to fully comprehend the absolute, earth-shattering extent of the physical and psychological destruction taking place across the music industry right now. This isn't a planned marketing gimmick or a transient, informal social media trend meant to provide rapid streaming stats for the debut of a new album. You are currently seeing the disastrous result of an 18-year psychological battle of attrition between Curtis 50 Cent Jackson and William Leonard Roberts II, Music. The guy who painstakingly constructed a multi-million-dollar empire based on the exaggerated moniker of Rick Ross. These two titans of the business have been embroiled in a bloody, poisonous battle for almost 20 years, with the ultimate objective never being to just top the worldwide streaming charts or land a Billboard smash. No, the goal has always been far darker. The complete, unwavering elimination of the other man's reputation, dignity, and legacy from society. Every high-ranking insider in the entertainment business was aware that this ticking time bomb would ultimately go off, and one of these giants would use a weapon so poisonous that it would destroy the other in the eyes of the public. Music. This pure animosity can be traced all the way back to a single, explosive moment in 2008, when street combat was just starting to give way to internet feud as the main arena of rap conflict, marking a radically different age of the music industry. At the BET Hip Hop Awards, 50 Cent, who was at the pinnacle of his scary worldwide G-Unit supremacy at the time, allegedly shot Rick Ross a chilly, contemptuous glance that sparked a fire of furious, personal disrespect. This marked the formal start of the battle. Driven by the enormous economic success of his early street songs, Ross quickly rose to prominence and saw this quiet rejection as an unacceptable public humiliation. The dispute erupted in a matter of months when Ross produced specific music, songs that explicitly denigrated 50 Cent's financial empire and questioned his standing on the streets. The Queen's rapper's reaction was quick, drastic, and historically disastrous. 50 Cent did more than simply head to a recording studio to deliver a counterattack. Rather, he sent top-tier private detectives to delve deeply into Florida's secret, locked archives. Hip-hop was completely rocked when he appeared with formal institutional checks, government employment documents, and background photos. Music. As a former institutional prisons officer, the guy who had established a whole musical kingdom on the rigid myth of being a worldwide drug kingpin was made public. The disclosure made by Officer Ricky was a devastating blow. An expose of such size should have ended William Roberts' career within a day in the strict credibility economy of the time. The enormous weight of the public ridicule would have caused any other artist to permanently collapse. However, Rick Ross used an incredible psychological survival tactic. He was adamant about not folding. Rather, he doubled down on his opulent display and decided to totally outflex the truth. In order to totally obscure the biographical truth, he went out and bought the enormous 300-acre, 109-room mansion owned by boxing legend Evander Holyfield. He proudly dubbed it the Promised Land and flooded the digital landscape with an untouchable display of exotic cars, gold-plated aesthetics, and custom private jets. He effectively created the illusion of untouchable boss riches by persuading the world's audience to trust the presentation throughout history. However, 50 Cent continued to watch as Ross was occupied with celebrating his survival and showcasing his goods on social media. Slow-burning structure destruction is a specialty of Curtis Jackson. He knows with clinical accuracy that a perfect physical appearance is more than simply an upscale fashion statement in hip-hop. It is the most valuable kind of credibility. 50 Cent was aware that Ross's ultimate weakness, a brittle facade that was just waiting to be hit, was his obsession with physical perfection and presentation of godlike invincibility. Music. 50 Cent deliberately filed for bankruptcy protection using the corporate legal system as a tactical shield to protect his real assets, even after being hit with a massive $5 million court verdict in 2015 over a highly personalized sex tape scandal. This allowed him to grow into a multi-millionaire television and film mogul who was totally independent of the rap music market. Music. He surreptitiously constructed an untouchable television empire while keeping a close eye on Ross's every personal move and waiting for the ideal opportunity to launch an attack that would gradually destroy the boss persona. This brings us straight to the horrifying reality of the current covert medical crisis, an exposure so deep that it makes their previous disputes seem insignificant. It also formally sets the stage for the disastrous 24-hour countdown that has just brought the entire hip-hop industry to its knees. At precisely 3:14 a.m., the absolute structural horror started to flash over insider networks. The Eastern Standard Time yesterday morning, demolishing the last vestiges of both personal and corporate music privacy. You must picture the precise geographic location where this luxurious mirage was destroyed in order to really comprehend how masterfully and brutally planned this strike actually is. The Promised Land, Rick Ross's high-security home in Georgia, features an extremely exclusive master bedroom. Rick Ross has been experiencing a real-life horror film behind closed doors, according to extremely detailed disclosures from senior domestic employees who saw the whole thing happen. The rapper reportedly stopped attending in-person meetings, postponed important international business dinners, and refused to leave his personal space for a number of weeks. Ross's corporate partners were given the formal justification that he was working on a groundbreaking new multimedia project while in complete creative solitude. However, a high-end, specialized dermatology clinic in Atlanta apparently had an encrypted internet gateway breached, which exposed the awful truth. A set of ultra-high-resolution, unredacted close-up photos appeared on a private Telegram channel intimately associated with the G-Unit media network within minutes of this digital breach. These clinical photos depicted a biological disaster. According to the photos, Rick Ross's upper chin, neck, and chest are now severely damaged by an aggressive, highly inflammatory skin illness that has left him with painful, weeping sores all over his body as well as deep, permanent, crater-like pitted scars. It was a horrible contrast. A tangible trigger had been the fabled, multi-million-dollar, hefty gold Cuban link chains Ross wore to project ultimate authority. A horrific, flesh-eroding dermatological crisis had resulted from the heat, perspiration, music, synthetic gold polish, and the sheer weight of the jewelry creating a severe chemical friction that trapped microorganisms deep within his pores. Even while the physical visual exposure was startling, the real psychological horror film was only getting started. 50 Cent posted the unredacted close-up photo of the scarred, diseased flesh on his primary social media channel less than 2 hours after it was taken, along with a slew of crude, derisive remarks. "Look at this," 50 Cent said on social media. "The largest boss is genuinely decaying from the inside out. You're urging the youngsters to become wealthy for eternity, Ricky, while your own body is attempting to remove your face. Your skin is rejecting the cheap brass, so you can't even wear your false chains anymore. Officer Ricky, the presentation is dead. The mold is growing." Insiders characterized the emotional repercussions inside Rick Ross's personal inner circle as nothing less of complete devastation. Around 4:30 a.m. The verified screenshots of an encrypted corporate WhatsApp group discussion named MMG Executive Emergency were released by an unidentified whistleblower. The SMS messages depicted a horrific image of internal business horror and pure, music, undiluted panic. According to the leaked transcripts, Ross was allegedly going on an uncontrollably angry rampage inside his mansion, screaming in all capital letters and demanding to know which member of his medical team or personal staff had leaked the medical charts. He also ordered his legal defense team to shut down the media servers right away before his sponsors for global liquor and lifestyle brands froze his distribution payouts. Ross went far out of bounds and threatened to fire his whole security and public relations staff when his lead legal counsel replied that a conventional cease and desist cannot remove a photo that 50 Cent has actively hosted within a protected framework. However, the world's leading corporate attorneys are utterly stunned by the first mind-bending twist that occurs at the height of the pandemonium. Investigative journalists and independent medical advisors uncovered a terrifying element that transformed the entire celebrity controversy into a true psychological drama when they dug further into the stolen clinical data. This terrible skin infection was not a dermatological condition that occurs spontaneously. In order to preserve a youthful, aggressive boss image, Music, for his impending global tour, Rick Ross allegedly had an illegal, highly experimental, and unapproved cosmetic operation precisely 3 months ago. The treatment was intended to artificially tighten the skin around his neck and jawline. His healthy skin cells were being actively eaten away by a deep tissue infection that was leaving dead tissue pockets and severe pitted craters, as well as a catastrophic allergic response due to the total migration of the black market chemical filler utilized in the treatment. Music, 50 Cent exposed more than just a normal ailment by revealing the horrifying scars. He unintentionally exposed Rick Ross's frantic attempt to change his appearance through surgery. His physique had become a medical danger as a result of an endeavor that had gone horribly wrong. The largest boss had exchanged his health for a manufactured appearance of youth, and now the bill was legally due. At precisely 1:15 p.m., the digital landscape experienced a complete and utter structural collapse rather than merely a crack. The 50 Cent went online on his main network yesterday afternoon. He was neither transmitting from the rear of an opulent armored vehicle, nor was he seated in a typical studio. Rather, he was streaming straight from the safe haven of a top-tier medical fraud investigative company. The G-Unit billionaire displayed a huge notarized folder containing laboratory results and medical acquisition contracts to over 2 million concurrent viewers who watched in complete terror. As he poured a drink of fine cognac and laughed uncontrollably, he looked directly into the camera and revealed the second most disastrous turn of events in the entire story. The precise upscale offshore medical laboratory in South America that produced the experimental, unauthorized cosmetic chemical filler used on Rick Ross's neck was secretly acquired by 50 Cent's media company. In addition to having a medical record that has been leaked, 50 Cent really possesses the manufacturing records, chemical formulations, and digital server logs that list every shipment that Ross's private medical team has received. He declared that his legal team had automatically forwarded these forensic dockets to the State Medical Board and the Food and Drug Administration, starting a high-stakes investigation that will give Ross's private physicians precisely 24 hours before their licenses are permanently revoked for using dangerous, unapproved substances. This indicated that the medical crisis had progressed from a minor inconvenience to a significant criminal and regulatory catastrophe. In an instant, Music caused a complete algorithmic collapse on the internet. Within 3 hours, the hashtag #MangoBoss became viral on X, formerly known as Music, tracking over 3 million frenzied, terrified postings. When people started sharing split-screen, hyper-magnified images of Ross's previous red carpet performances alongside forensic charts demonstrating deep tissue chemical damage, the internet went utterly crazy. If 50 Cent actually bought the lab, it's over, said a confirmed industry insider in a leaked Twitter thread. He's not only interested in winning the beef. He intends to lawfully place Ross and his whole medical staff in a federal detention facility. In the history of hip-hop, this is the most cunning chess move. You can't call yourself the biggest boss when your worst enemy literally owns the receipt for the chemicals that melted your neck, said another widely shared tweet that received over 200,000 likes. Ross is done. The Maybach Music Group's corporate boardrooms were in complete fear as the fire swiftly extended to Ross's closest business associates. Prominent rappers and longtime partners made a valiant effort to step in. Meek Mill tweeted, "Y'all are falling for corporate propaganda," in an attempt to make a forceful defense on his timeline. Music. They're attempting to discredit a powerful black millionaire over some phony medical images. The hype is untrue. MMG will always exist. In a matter of seconds, however, 50 Cent, acting with complete clinical malice, struck back and publicly told Meek to stop talking before he disclosed the medical and plastic surgery bills for his own covert cosmetic treatments. Meek Mill entirely removed the message from the internet in less than 60 seconds due to the extreme psychological anxiety, which sent a wave of frightened quiet through the rest of the Maybach Music Group. Even international celebrity Drake, who has a difficult past with both artists, is said to have posted a single laughing crying emoji on a prominent rap site before clearing his social media accounts for the day in order to safeguard his own business interests. By late evening, the corporate response had become utterly ruthless. Fearing brand damage from an illegal black market medical scandal, top-tier luxury beverage brands and major global distribution partners reportedly called emergency midnight board meetings to immediately suspend their multi-million-dollar endorsement contracts with Ross. However, a third horrifying piece of information came from an encrypted source just when the public believed the drama had reached its ultimate music limit, making the stakes very high. An official medical emergency transport van was seen parked just outside the hefty iron gates of Rick Ross's main estate in Georgia, the Promised Land, in a hazy, high-contrast shot. A close-up of private medical professionals wearing hazmat suits delivering large, heavy-duty silver medical storage boxes was seen on video. A nearby hospital was not the owner of the return address that was imprinted in the upper corner. It was part of the Infectious Disease Division of the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention. Music. The photos leaked text claims that medical investigators received more than simply the chemical data. They are aggressively looking into the possibility that a highly infectious resistant superbug strain within the mansion has been triggered by the experimental treatment. Is the 300-acre Promised Land house going to be placed under quarantine by the federal government? Those silver containment boxes contain what horrifying biological evidence? The answers are going to alter everything, and the apocalyptic countdown clock is getting closer to zero. Every major social media network is becoming a volatile, high-octane war due to the horrifying speed at which this medical crisis is spreading, fully overwhelming the worldwide digital infrastructure. Millions of active accounts, reputable business leaders, and global news organizations are all engaged in a fierce psychological battle. The comment sections on YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok have totally deteriorated into poisonous, hyperactive pits, splitting the whole cultural landscape into two intensely antagonistic groups that are actively destroying one another. Team 50 Cent has started an unremorseful victory parade on one side of the digital trenches that is completely destroying the chronology. The G-Unit fan following has turned the internet into a weapon, flooding every old article about Rick Ross's opulent lifestyle with billions of green face, syringe, and biohazard emojis. Public ridicule has escalated to an unprecedented degree of harshness. Music. 50 Cent didn't just defeat him in a rap battle, he literally executed a hostile biological takeover of his entire physical body, says one popular post that has received over 400,000 likes. Music. Imagine having a billion-dollar corporation for 20 years, only to discover that your deadliest enemy has the secret recipe for the poisons that are destroying your neck. Officially, Repo Ricky is out of bounds. You are a warning label rather than a boss if your face is starting to resemble a scientific experiment from high school. On the other side of the ledger, however, Rick Ross's ardent supporters and hip-hop purists are retaliating with an utterly desperate fury. They're screaming that the leaked clinical records, laboratory invoices, and infection photos are nothing more than a highly sophisticated, music, deepfake cyber attack designed by 50 Cent's specialized technical team to mentally break the boss. And they're flooding the world's algorithmic streams with dark conspiracy theories. In an attempt to safeguard the icon's legacy, top Ross fan pages have begun posting frenetic, emotionally charged video essays that directly address the viewer, saying things like, "Y'all are completely blind to the corporate and physical propaganda being injected into the culture. This isn't a health issue." The goal of this deliberate, targeted economic and physical assassination is to destroy the autonomous infrastructure of a well-known Black millionaire. His neck scars are only the result of either a transient, mild allergic response to a common, legal therapy or a dynamic lighting reflection. The mainstream media has taken advantage of this explosive division.